this thing. All right.
Psychotic-Iconic.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 88 of Psychotic and Iconic. Paul's here along with my co-hosts Nick Theories, Mikey P, and Philly Phil. Thank you to everybody that's tuned into the live stream. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and share it. Thank you to everybody that likes, follows, and subscribes to all of our platforms. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and do that for us. Mikey P.
Smooth ass. Look at you.
Fly ass.
Freak ass.
All right, guys. This is going to be an NBA show tonight. All NBA. We're wrapping up the season. It's finally over. All right?
I'll wrap up.
Pause. So it's like almost like a little NBA graduation here. We're so close to football season. We will have an all football show basically on Thursday. So that's just a disclaimer before we get into this. All right? All NBA tonight. Wrapping it up. That being said, episode 88 of P&I is brought to you by Prize Picks, your home for daily fantasy sports. New players who sign up today using our promo code ICONIC will receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy made easy. Also, right now, we are live at the Props Network at propshq.com. Be sure to go over there and subscribe to this show. You will not regret it. Last but not least, still relatively new on TikTok Live. Welcome. This is a crazy group here. We have shot out opinions, but we're right usually. You're going to want to hear what we have to say about a bunch of NBA legacies tonight. Some free agency talk already. There's all kinds of stuff, all right? This is going to be a good one. So, welcome. And with that being said, our opener tonight, there is an NHL Stanley Cup game. I'm sorry to report that to the other side of the table. Well, maybe not to you,
I'm
Nick.
good.
You're
I'm
chilling.
Good. Yeah, I'm focused.
Yeah, next tune in
baby.
because
the Avs.
Nick's bracket is on the line here. He picked the Avs to win the Cup. If they do, Nick's going to win our bracket challenge. If they don't, I'm going to win. So, game 3 is tonight. The Avs fucking ran Tampa Bay out of their building. 7-0 game 2 win. Game 3 is tonight. It just started. The odds were Tampa Bay minus 115. You're going to get this pick late, but my pick is Tampa Bay money line. There is no way they're going down 3-0. That being said, Mr. Theories, your Avs in 5 prediction.
Yeah,
Control them.
Looked really good after 2.
I
am going to caution you though. Wait, well, first, do you want to keep that?
I got Avs in 5. I don't need no caution, bro. I am the caution.
I'm gonna throw in the caution because the Rangers were up 2-0 on the Lightning last series. The Lightning won 4 in a row. All right, this is a resilient group, back-to-back champs, looking for 3 in a row. I think that they're gonna win tonight. There's no way that they lose. It's a must-win, and they're gonna go out. They're gonna win a close game, and if they don't, boy,
the Avs are built different.
It's over
They're
if they
built
don't.
different.
They look well rested.
They're not the Rangers.
I'll tell you, they look well rested. That was one thing. So we shall see. And then another thing, the Philadelphia Phillies. They're still going, guys. They're not dead. I mean, 15-3, I believe, in June. 15-3. They had a 5-game win streak that just closed. This is not long after a 9-game win streak. Are you like all in now? Like you think that they're for real?
As long as Sir Anthony stays as the closer.
Preach.
He's our best he's our best option. He's our only option, to be honest. I know he's like a middle reliever, but if he's doing the
Anybody
job right,
but
I think he
Knable.
could be a back end guy.
Anybody but
Pause.
Knable. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
I've been screaming
fucking
it.
garbage.
he stinks.
He is absolute dog
Yeah, well,
shit.
you know what's funny? The moment they take him out of the closer role, he rediscovers his breaking ball.
Well,
What the fuck?
It's the pressure.
I guess so.
Absolutely. You can't explain
So
that.
leave him in the middle relief role, maybe
Yeah.
setup guy.
He's not a closer.
And Brad Hand is pitching well. So you got another guy
you
who
need
could
a
be
hand.
your if you need a hand. There's your backup
There you
closer
go.
right there.
Need a
So
hand?
guys, Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler are both in the Cy Young conversation. Nola's dominating right now. I just want to remind you guys that, when everyone in the entire league was, worried about him early on, worried about him going into the season, he's back.
Nah, I got Wheeler. I got Wheeler on my fantasy team.
Good. That's a great pick.
Absolutely.
That's a great pick. The Phillies are on fire. All right. Now, I got one more question. Actually, I forgot this. We all know center field is their weakness. Can I throw in an idea and you can let me know what you think? Lorenzo Cain, center fielder for the Brewers, was just DFA'd a couple days ago. I think the Phillies should claim him. I think they should do everything possible to get him.
Why not?
Because, honestly, I'll tell you what I think. I'm more willing to gamble on Cain turning around with his 150 whatever average right now. This is a 300 hitter for several years, okay? I'm willing to take him and his above average defense still over Odubel, and I think Matt Vierling is less trustworthy. Let's just put it that way. He's playing well.
He's hitting
But
the
I mean,
ball.
look, I'm going to pump the brakes a little bit. I still would bring him in, even if you want Vierling to be the starter. That's okay. Bring in Cain anyway. You got somebody there. It's a no-brainer.
Nah.
Did we agree?
Going back to center fielder, I got to give Mikey P his flowers, bro. It's time.
We got a problem.
Yeah. Byron Buxton is fucking balling this
I
year,
know.
bro. And the Phillies, if they would have went out and got him, they would have looked like geniuses. He's got 19 homers this year with 55 RBIs.
Bro, he is fucking...
Oh, I'm sorry. He's
killing-
got 33 RBIs.
He's killing it.
He's
right now.
crushing.
And the Twins are leading the division, where I told you I didn't have the stones to pick them for the division, but I thought about it, and the White Sox suck.
And on the Phillies, he would see better pitches. So he would be even better.
He'd be mashing all
Yeah.
over the place.
We got it. Yeah, I mean, he said that's what the Phillies should
On
have
the
done.
subject of mashing, we need.
I gotta
Nicky
give him his
C
flowers.
He got to start hitting.
Wait, say it again?
Nicky C.
C.
Castellanos.
Oh, I know. Well, he started to pick it up a little bit.
A little bit.
But I mean,
he's
been-
also a very, very bad defender.
Yeah.
Watching him track a ball is painful.
Defense is not our strong suit. That's pretty easy to say. But Kyle Schwarber, June Schwarber is insane. Bryce Harper is insane.
Yeah,
He's a freak.
me too.
So really,
Same.
address center field. You get Cain. All right, I'm willing to take a chance on that. Literally up to the deadline, up to the day of the deadline. If he doesn't perform, you can cut him. Cain and another middle reliever, maybe a back end reliever, and then you're good. This team might be ready. Starting pitching's not
Oh my
an
gosh, you
issue.
said I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm satisfied.
So that's the Phillies for you. There you go. That's Philly Phil piping in. And
Piping in.
Whoa.
Hey,
Wait.
pause.
Yeah, speak for yourself over there.
Pause.
all right, I'm just making sure he's all right. I want him to talk.
Piping in is crazy.
All right, Philly Phil, NBA time. Let's go, baby.
Shit.
I don't know why I just said that. Honest to God.
Nasty.
So what?
Nothing wrong with that. Last time I checked. Golden State Warriors. They're fourth in 8 years. Mr. Hex, how you feeling?
Mr. Hags.
Terrible.
He really put the fucking hex on.
I really did, yo.
For no reason.
For no reason.
Those damn emotions.
You're right.
That thumbnail probably didn't help.
You're right. I really did. I really cursed the shit out of them. Yo, I did.
They never won another game after you said that.
And I said what?
They went up 2-1 and never won another game.
I know. That was bad. Well, I said Celtics in 5.
That's what I mean.
And then I was like, all right, Celtics in 6.
Oh, shit.
Celtics in 7. And then they got demolished.
They got a 7, all right.
Yeah. They did.
Yeah. Got it right. Steph answered the call. 34, 7, and 7.
He's potted. Hold on. He's potted. He came to fucking pod, yo. Let's rock, baby.
Man,
Oh, my God. It's early.
it's gonna be Troll City tonight. But 34, 7, and 7 by Steph. He answered the bell. He got his Finals MVP, his first. Okay. well deserved. It was one of the best shooting performances, even with the bad Game 5. One of the best shooting performances we've seen in finals history, statistically. So, where should we begin? Do we even want to talk about the series? I mean, we kind of have to, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just
Do we want to retract any earlier statements about who the better team was? Because I'm taking mine back right now. I mean, I sort of was backing off that Celtics was the better team kind of shit in the last show. They're not the better team. The Warriors made adjustments. I think I overreacted to the first couple, but I stuck with my pick, Warriors in 7. And then I told you, I said that there was a feeling. It was maybe you and me, Pauls. I said there's a feeling in my gut, even though we're all taking Celtics. That I just,
Yeah,
it
that's
just
what we
felt
were
like.
saying.
It felt like the Warriors just had it.
They got
there
cold,
was
though.
something.
The Celtics were the better team if Steph Curry wasn't playing.
Yeah, but they got cold down the stretch. In critical moments in the game,
No, they got shut down.
they got cold.
Shut down.
Call it what you want, but he's right. They didn't make adjustments, but they still got cold.
The problem is
You can't
They didn't play well in the fourth quarter for how many games in a
you
row?
can't have like 20-something turnovers against the Warriors. They're gonna crush you.
Dude, Jason
just not-
Tatum
it's
had
just not-
100 turnovers in the playoffs.
That's what I'm saying.
It's insanity.
Why don't we start there? Because I
right.
don't think we're going to have a lot of time on the Celtics.
All right, go
Let's
ahead.
start with Jason Tatum, who we were debating very early in the series. We were debating on whether or not he would jump into the top 10 after this series. Where does he stand?
That's a no for me, dog.
Where does he stand? Like, where would you rate him now? Because, I mean, I think how many of us said he's top 10? I don't know if any of us.
I definitely.
I got him in like the 11 to 15 range, somewhere in there, 15-ish.
Yeah, 15 for me,
Yeah,
maybe.
15-ish. Yeah.
But he's
That's
a
fair.
ghost.
It's fair.
He did go ghost. It just, I mean, not for nothing, but Jaylen Brown looked more ready for the moment than he
Yeah.
did. And for some reason, Jaylen Brown doesn't get talked about.
He didn't get talked about at all. And actually, he had a very good game in Game 6.
Jason Tatum to me just looks timid in the moment. Like for somebody that idolizes Kobe Bryant, you would think that he would try and take on like that Mamba mentality type shit. And he wasn't him.
He has no handles.
He's not Himothy.
He's not Himothy. But
He don't have handles.
Well, on the subject of handles,
He don't.
they need a fucking point guard. Mm-hmm. And that's, I mean, like they would have been better served this series with Rondo. Just simply because it was somebody that could have slowed the pace down when that swarm of threes were coming and they had nobody to settle them down. Like Marcus Smart's the defensive player of the year, but that doesn't make him a good point guard. And
Yeah.
he couldn't slow the game down and get them to regroup.
Yeah, you're asking
Agreed.
too much out of a guy that's not really. I mean, you can't really call Marcus Smart a playmaker.
kind
He's
of a sixth
improved his
man.
game.
He's kind of a
yeah.
sixth man.
He's a perfect 6-man.
He's
Perfect.
a great
because he can score a little bit now too.
He's a great player. I would want him on my team.
He's a
Hell
valuable
yeah.
player.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy you hate to face.
Yeah.
you hate him, but you would love to have him on your team.
Absolutely.
Like he's
Patrick Beverley.
perfect for
Yeah.
Philly. Yeah, he's Patrick Beverley, but can score a little bit
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. I used to call him the most irrationally confident three-point shooter I've ever seen.
Just chucks it up.
Yeah. And he does it
Sucks.
with conviction, though. Like, he
cares?
thinks it's going in.
Go for him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He improved, though.
we all think though Jason Tatum, he is clearly not top 10. He's pushing top 15. I mean, do we need to go through that 10 to 15 range to make sure?
I mean, who's in that? You would say Jimmy Butler,
Ja.
Tatum, Kyrie,
We're gonna talk about him tonight.
Harden. Like, they're all around. They're all hovering that.
I knew who I'm betting next year for the finals.
Who?
The Grizzlies.
They're already talking a little bit, huh?
I love it.
A lot of chat.
Love it, baby.
You just kind of get a feel
I love
that it's
it.
going to be Warriors Grizzlies in
I
the
love it
conference
because
finals.
it's like,
I
dude,
love Ja
that's
Morant.
that's what it's supposed to be, though. Like, that's competition. That's going at
absolutely.
each
I
other.
love it.
It's not the jersey swaps and the, oh, man, how are you doing? No.
We've been missing that a little bit. We don't have a lot of
There's no
rivalries in the
edge.
NBA.
You don't
There's
have
no
it.
edge.
Right. It's cornball activity.
It is. It is.
Flagged for cornball activity.
Yeah.
There you go. I mean,
Flagged for cornball activity.
write that down, Phil. Write that down. But the Celtics. So, just following up there, because I don't think there's much left to say about them other than where do you improve? We just said point guard. What else would you do? Because this team, I mean, we feel safe saying that they have a big two. They have good pieces. Like they are a very deep roster. But what are they missing? Just one more star? Like how do you
They
go
are
about it?
missing a killer You need a killer in those kind of moments, in those games. You need a guy
They're
that's
missing-
an assassin that's going to get you a bucket regardless.
Well-
Who's going to go to the rack? He ain't going to be scared. No turnovers, none of that shit. It's going to go to the rack. If he gets fouled, he's shooting 2. Bottom line. That's
Or-
how you stop big runs.
Or PJ Tucker's.
Who just said he's exercising his right to be a free agent.
Yeah. Sixers. Daryl, please
Learn from your mistakes.
bring PJ Tucker in here.
That'd be awesome.
Philly would love PJ Tucker.
Perfect. Get him and Pat Bev same offseason.
Please.
They got the dog.
Like Greg Pop said, I want some nasty.
Facts.
They're freaks. They got the dog.
But that's how you always got to play. You got to play with intensity. It's if you love the game, that's what you're going to bring.
I know, I'm with you. I just feel like the Celtics are just like they're a really good team, but I just don't feel like they have that meanness to them. Like they don't put fear in it. Not that they don't put fear in anybody, but they don't have like that hard-nosed Rough Rider. They just don't have it. Like that's like Al Horford. Is their scary
their guy, yeah.
Their enforcer. That's the word I was looking for.
Al Horford. I mean, there were points of this series where he
was the
literally
best player.
looked like the best player, and that's just not going to cut it. It's not going to cut it. There was no one guy, maybe Jaylen Brown, you could argue, but there was still no one person that was able to just take over a game for the Celtics.
Because there's too many turnovers.
Too many turnovers.
Too many turnovers.
But there seemed to be like, I don't know. I was hoping that Jason Tatum would step up and take the reins, and it just didn't happen.
Because he was turning the ball over.
Yeah,
he was terrible.
He wasn't comfortable.
No, he wasn't.
So,
Credit to the Warriors for getting uncomfortable.
do we have any players that you think the Celtics should go after, though? Like any specific players that are available?
I would
We
just
say-
name them. PJ Tucker.
Nobody.
Yeah, but like,
I don't want
who
them
would
to
be
get
the
anybody.
killer? Who would be the killer that you go out and add? Another scorer. I could bring up some free agents if you want.
I don't know, actually, off the top of my head. I mean, somebody that might be good for them, honestly, try and trade for Matisse Thybulle.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he'll go there
It'd be
and
a
be
good
good.
defensive presence for them.
He'll go there and be good.
Get him off our roster.
Yeah.
Well, what about like, I don't know, making a run at like a sign and trade for like Zach LaVine? Do you feel like that's enough? Or maybe even Bradley Beal at this point?
I mean, yeah, I do, because you know how I feel about Levine. I think Levine's one of the most underrated stars in the league. But Chicago said that he's expected to sign a 5-year max. So he's
Yeah, I
not
saw
going
that
anywhere.
too.
Yeah, they would be crazy to let him go.
I mean, Colin Sexton is a restricted free agent if you're willing to accept the fact he didn't play all year, but he was a 20-point scorer.
Young Bull is underrated too. He's good. But I think he's staying with Cleveland because him and
I think so.
Garland
Who's
and
Young Bull?
Mobley. Colin Sexton.
He is good. They're going to be good next year.
They're going to be good next year.
I mean, if you put enough paper in front of them, maybe they don't match it.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Jalen Brunson's a free agent. I don't know if that's going to be enough to move the needle. Maybe.
Nah.
But he's like a third tier for them. He's not star level. Ayton's not going to be the guy. They don't really need him. So
I would
really,
look
it
at-
comes
I mean-
down to you got Kyrie.
Somebody would be
He's
perfect.
not coming back.
Somebody would be perfect for them too is like a JaVale McGee. A vet, a leader, could come off the bench, give you 10 quality minutes, just get in the center, disrupt shit. So he might be somebody that's good.
Yeah, I honestly though, I think the only thing that they should be going after, like, if you want one of those upper tier guys, it's got to be Levine or Beal. And I think they actually have the pieces to trade for him. So that's why it would work.
Beal to me wouldn't make sense because he's not a point guard.
No, well,
No.
you're right about that. I'll give you that.
Like that still wouldn't solve the main.
But they
issue.
do get a killer.
Yeah, but they still don't have because when
It won't work.
you need somebody that could settle you down and can make plays.
So we're down to Levine and Sexton.
Sexton would be okay.
I mean, because they could just throw the money in front of them. I don't know what their cap's like, but I imagine that it's not terrible.
I would trade for Chris Paul. You want to win the ship? If you think he's that guy that you need, he fits your description. This is the guy that we need. That's going to get us to the championship.
What about they
You
could
fucking do it.
take Jaden Springer off our hands. Stinks.
God. I mean, I don't know.
Bones.
I don't even know what to say to that other than he's not ready for us. So
Yeah, that's it.
Who's the scariest team next year in the East? Who's a team that's going to be who's on the rise and it's going to make noise next year?
It's hard. There's no free agency didn't hit yet. That's tough. But I would say right now the favorites in the East, the Bucks.
Yeah. I have to like resign myself to saying that, probably. They're the safest. There's nothing really exciting. Like, it feels like, I mean, we're going to talk about the Nets shortly, but it feels like something's going to change there in a
100%.
bad way. Or it could be good for them, actually. But, I mean, Sixers really don't know what to expect. I think that they're going to be very active.
They got to revamp their bench.
I think they're going to be really active. But, like, it's just too soon to tell. Like, right now, you can't say that about them. Like, you feel good about the Celtics. You feel like the Bucks are the safest.
Fuck that safe shit. Yo, let me ask you a question.
What's up, freak?
LeBron fan. Is this LeBron's last year?
Like retiring? Mm-hmm. No.
Okay. So that leads me to my point. So here we go. So what I think is going to happen is I think Cleveland's going to be on the rise, right? They're gonna make the playoffs.
Oh my god!
And they're gonna fight for the first round playoffs, right? But they're gonna lose. LeBron's gonna go back to Cleveland, and that's where he's gonna retire, and that's where Bronny's gonna get drafted. They're gonna find a way to get him to Cleveland somehow.
Well, Bronny's not going to get.
And then the whole legacy is gonna be LeBron's. I think is that Bronny's gonna start his career with the Cavs somehow, some way.
It could. He's not a coveted top pick.
Because, yeah, it's like the Lion King. It's just.
I mean, look, that's a great theory.
That would be epic. I'd be so happy for them.
Fucking cool as hell.
It would.
Imagine having that in your movie about yourself.
I know. The dynasty of the 2010s comes back to Cleveland.
Like your documentary, your son is taking over the franchise that you started with.
That is a cool movie.
Yeah, and you won a championship with them.
Oh, he will win a championship.
That's theories.
That
right
would
there.
be cool as shit.
Play that shit, Philly Phil.
I was about to say, I wish I knew beforehand.
I'm
Yeah,
just
no,
thinking
he-
of it, actually.
He caught us off guard too.
It's theories, baby.
I like it. That'd be cool, although I don't think he's going back to Cleveland.
But yeah, so that's what I think is going to happen. I think that would be cool. That'd be cool.
Well, we got documented evidence if that crazy shit does happen.
That'd be cool.
I didn't even think of that. So
Because I think Cleveland's going to be good next year. I think they're going to make some noise. I think they're
gonna
going to
be
be
a
like, oh
fourth
my
seed.
god, they're going to be that like the team that you don't want to face next year, the following year. Like kind of like Memphis is now. I think they could be that kind of team. And if they can get somebody in free agency, boom, it makes it more appealing for LeBron to come back. And who knows?
that's
I'm just saying.
unbelievable.
I don't know. I mean, I was just.
I love the idea.
Think
I
it'd be
love
cool.
it.
I
I
think
didn't even
it'd be
think of this.
The
I think
Lion
it'd be
King.
cool. And I feel like
That's
that would.
that's great. That's
know what's-
theories like prime
And you know
theories
what's
right
crazy?
there.
You know what's crazy is that like it would actually erase the Miami Heat era because he came back and like it's like a fucking storybook ending.
Well,
Like you started it and you ended it with the same franchise, but you did it in a way that you like nobody expected. I feel
Yeah.
like that's the cool way
That
to
would
do it,
help.
and I think that will eliminate a lot of hate.
it would
from the Heat
offset it a
era,
little
in
bit,
my
but it won't
opinion.
erase it.
It
You know,
to people like you, but to me,
I
it
like
don't matter
LeBron,
to me.
so
I don't care. I think that's a cool ass story. If he ended like that, that would be fucking dope. That's dope.
Contrary to what Pauls thinks, I love LeBron. I just
That'd be
don't
sick.
think he's the
That
guy.
would be cool, man. As a
It would be
LeBron
very
fan,
cool.
that is exactly what I'd be rooting for. That would be exactly what I'd be rooting for.
I honestly, I have no prediction on what he's going to do. I could just say he's coming back with a vengeance this year.
Well, he said that last year on Twitter.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
he did.
I know.
He's going to say
He
this
said
year,
keep that
though.
same
Guess
energy.
what?
He said keep that same energy. People kept that same energy, and then now he wants to shy away and say, oh yeah, you know, we're back again.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, we're back
Hey,
again.
Shit
What?
happens.
All right, well, we're gonna see,
Yeah,
bro.
shit happens.
We're gonna see. I mean, look.
I'm sorry. Did your guy come back for ring 8?
Who?
That guy, I forget his name. My
Ring-
second best quarterback ever.
Ring 8.
Yeah, he came back for 8.
Ring 8. That's
he-
exactly right. Yeah.
How many does he have after that last year?
What?
How many rings does he have now? Right now, I'm confused.
He has 7.
Okay, so he didn't win, right?
So what?
So, is he done?
It doesn't matter.
So it didn't matter. LeBron didn't make the playoffs.
No, it matters.
It does matter.
It does matter.
You got
Come
my
on,
head
come
spinning
on.
right
It,
now.
It
so I don't really
matters.
have
It
anything to
matters.
say.
It matters. But like,
It's all right. This will be forgotten because next year we're gonna be all right.
who cares? Fuck the Lakers era, dude. If he doesn't win, who cares? He already won.
already
a
won
ring.
one, so it's
exactly.
already
So
good.
he could just coast through this year, see what they could do. If they can't make it, they're gonna blow the team up. He's gonna be gone. He's going back to Cleveland. He's retiring Cleveland. Here comes Bronny James.
That would be cool as hell.
That's it.
That will be cool.
Man, I love
it's,
it.
It's happening.
I didn't expect
It's
this.
happening. I think it's dope.
We're gonna come back to the Lakers in a little bit, but I love it. I love that.
I
It's
feel like
beautiful.
because LeBron is smart. Like he's not he's very calculated. Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
Cleveland's a better team right now. So, I mean,
For now.
They're gonna be good. They're gonna be really good.
I like them.
let's hold our Lakers stuff for a few minutes. All right. Back to the Warriors. Now we have to talk about their legacy, because 4-8. That's like all-time kind of status. So where would you rank the Warriors all time? And actually, I got all time. I hear myself.
Oh, my bad.
Philly Phil brought something up for me. Bring up the Steve Kerr image, because we're going to talk about him too. All right? Because Steve Kerr has 9 rings to his name, 4 as a coach, 5 as a player. So this is a 2-part. What's the Warriors' legacy? And then next, what's Steve Kerr's legacy?
Warriors legacy to me is one of the best teams ever. The 73-9 team, the best team of all time.
And I want to add this to it. I want to add this to it. Where do they rank among the all-time teams? Because you got the Bulls, you got the Spurs, like the dynasties, the all-time great dynasties. Where would they rank for you?
They're at the top for me.
Number 1? Are you sure?
4-8 is hard to do. I
can't
know we differ. We
go
differ
over the
on
Bulls.
This. I know we
the Bulls
differ
have
on this.
6, and they would have had more if that idiot didn't dismantle the team. So
Yeah, but you got to factor in the LeBron era too, because LeBron was getting to the ship like almost every year.
Yeah, but I'm talking about dynasty teams.
Dynasty teams.
That's
to
what I'm
me
saying.
is the Warriors. To me, I'm gonna say the Warriors have more competition. Like I know it's people forget it, but. And there were stars in the 90s. It was an expansion era. There were 7 new teams in 8 years, or 6 new teams in 7 years. Like, that stuff matters.
Yeah, but that don't change the playoffs. That don't change anything.
But it's easier competition.
What, in the regular season? It's different,
That's how you
different
get,
brand of
that's
basketball.
How you get it.
They were playing more physical, so
that is fair.
It kind of, the scales wind up weighing even.
It does, but the game in the 90s was played from the inside out. Now the game's played from the outside. If you're playing,
it's easier to play now.
Not really. Is it easier to shoot a layup, or is it easier to shoot from half court?
Yeah, but it's more physical back then.
Yes.
Like you're just spotting up and shooting, which is why some people. I know the NBA is a popular product, but that's why a lot of people don't watch.
That is fair, and I'll say that because
I love it, by the way. Like I love both.
Even
I
with
wish
the
you could get a
Spurs,
blend of both of them.
I know. Even with the Spurs were a blend when they were playing Miami, because they were shooting the lights out in those finals, but they had Boris Diaw in the middle and Tim Duncan. That they were trashing Chris Bosh and Birdman. Mm-hmm. They couldn't do anything with them. That's why they got blown off the floor by a record finals margin. So to me, it's just I didn't really see the Bulls. I was a kid. So to me, the best teams I ever saw were the Warriors.
The Lakers.
Yeah, they don't even get mentioned.
I can't believe that. I mean,
like the Lakers are probably the 01 Lakers are like the team that could have done. I feel like could have beaten both the Warriors and the Bulls.
Oh yeah,
because there was Shaq was averaging 35 points.
He was ridiculous.
He's the most dominant player possibly ever.
Mm-hmm. Like if you have to take, he's in the conversation.
And
one game,
Kobe.
You have one game to win your life. Shaq could be in that conversation. If he really could.
Who's stopping him? Especially back then. He's doing that in the physical league that we're talking about, and there's no one that can keep up with him.
Think about putting those Kobe Lakers, right, with Robert Horry, Derek Fisher, Rick Fox, Shaq, Kobe. Even if you put them in 2016, in the faster era, they were good three-point shooters too. And nobody on the Warriors is doing anything with Shaq. You think JaVale McGee is going to handle Shaq? Draymond Green? I don't care.
How about Rudy Gobert?
I don't care what anybody says. Shaq would be arrested for what he would do to Draymond Green.
Yeah,
he would demolish him.
No doubt. Especially talking shit like that,
yeah.
he would crush him.
So I actually may lean, Mike, now that I was just talking about that, I may lean to the Lakers.
I actually like the Lakers better there too. Here's what I'll say. I'm going to go through my top 5. Because they only have 4 rings, so the name of the game is rings, first of all.
Facts.
And the Spurs got 5 in that span. Looking up the years. Showtime Lakers, that's 5 and 9 years. Okay, 8 finals.
Spurs.
I can't put them ahead of that team. I can't put them ahead of the Lakers team you just said with Kobe and Shaq. That's 3 rings. I know that the rings are different there, but I can't. I can't do it yet
They
because
were
I feel like
legitimately dominant.
I feel like that Lakers team would win in that matchup.
So do I.
But if the Warriors win one more ring, then I might be more willing to move them past there. But like I can't put them past the Spurs yet. 5 rings, 6 finals in. I mean, that's a long period of time.
Here's the case I'll make for the Warriors, and
I still can't do it.
I don't know if I put them number 1, but here's what I can say if you wanted to put them number 1. What I'll say is they had they drafted somebody who changed the game of basketball. And he stayed with that team, and they put pieces around him, and they won 4 championships in a pretty short window.
And they're pretty much completely homegrown.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, you can argue that, okay, like, they have all that talent within. They didn't, like, no free agency shit besides Wiggins.
Well,
but
KD.
And KD. But that was only for 2 rings. They still won before and after KD. So they were still them. They just got KD. Like, who's to say even without KD that the years that they won with KD, without them, who's to say they wouldn't have won?
I actually don't believe so because I believe that they knew they were never going to beat LeBron again.
But how?
Because he bullied them. He figured them out.
Yeah, but you would want to like run it back as a competitor. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
no, I'm with you. That's why I can't
think they
stand
saw the
KD.
opportunity. Of course, I want to play with Kevin Durant. Why not?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I mean, there's so much behind that. I don't know about, but like, it is weird that he would join them.
Yeah, I'm
I
with
do
you on
agree
that.
with you,
I mean,
but-
honestly, like I said, I started out with the Warriors, and then as in talking, I legitimately forgot about the Lakers.
But that's
And I
but
mean,
it, like,
Godfar
kinda-
just made a good comment here too. Godfar says Celtics were great back in the '80s. That's a 3 championship team right there too. Three in 6 years, 5 finals.
This is where I struggle.
So does it taint the Warriors' legacy with KD because of KD?
Honestly, I feel like people separate it. Like, I feel like to me, the KD Warriors, I feel like they're kind of like not forgotten about, but in a sense they are because their last go around was a disaster against the Raptors. So I feel like those 3 years with him are just kind of like,
And they just had another year right now that validated that they didn't need him to win one.
he just made it unfair.
You know? Yeah, exactly.
The only thing I struggle with like when we talk about the teams of the 70s and the 80s, like if you put them in 2000, like I feel like it would be easier for the 2016 Warriors to go back to the 80s than it would for the 1980 Celtics to come and play in 2016.
Well, see, this is the thing.
Because athletic ability.
I'd be willing to go back to the 80s just as far as there. But anything before that, then I think it's like, there's not really elite talent in the league. I mean, I hate to discredit what Bill Russell did with the Celtics.
Dude, there was 10
but that's
teams.
in the 60s.
There was
you
10
know?
teams.
Yeah, exactly. So,
And you
I mean,
only had to win 2 series to get to the finals.
So I mean, I can't put them in my top 5. I know they had like
gym class.
8 Hall of Famers on their
real.
roster
For
at
real.
one point. They had 8 Hall of Famers, but I mean, the competition was poop.
That's why people discredit Will Chamberlain.
And I'm not trying to say that those guys wouldn't be great, but it's just that I have a problem with that. At least in the 80s, like the league was doing a lot better. This is primetime Lakers and
I guarantee you,
Celtics
Larry
and-
Bird, Magic Johnson, all of them could come and play right now.
Because Larry Bird, yeah, you got the range there. You got the nasty. You got Robert Parrish and Kevin McHale.
Yeah.
So I could see that. You know, I could see the Showtime Lakers holding up. I could see the '90s Bulls holding up. I mean, they had everything too. You know, they're the best team though for me.
The 90s Bulls?
Yeah.
Which
so
one?
like, just I'm saying the dynasty.
Those?
The-
Okay.
the-
I didn't know.
you
Like, some people say, like, 93, and then some people say 96.
Just looking at overall dynasties here. So like some of these go longer than others.
They
but that
three-peated
one
twice.
they got 6 championships, and they could have possibly had more. We'll never know. But like, they were unbelievable.
The Pistons could have been a dynasty with Ben Wallace, Hamilton, Phillips, Tayshaun Prince. Yo, they were nasty.
Great team.
They were a great team. They could have been a dynasty, but they failed multiple times, man. They had it.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Bulls is the easy answer. I mean, you win 6 titles in 8 years, double 3-peat, and like it's like the year Michael left. Like you almost went to the Eastern Conference Finals. Scotty was in the MVP
Like,
conversation.
what if he never left?
Yeah.
That's another thing.
They won 56 games without Michael when they won 58 the year prior. So like all those
Average wins was 65.
like that's
during that period.
great. That's like utter dominance. It's dominating an era of
6-0 in the finals. Yeah, you can't beat that for me. But I think I'll put Warriors in my top 5. Long story short.
Yeah.
They're in my top 5, but they're not. One more time, and then we're talking something different.
Yeah.
All right? Are we good?
Yeah.
Steve Kerr, though. All-time great.
Sure.
Kind of have to put him up there.
Sure.
You have to, but
Easy
there's some
top
talent.
10, but
But he's lucky as hell because I feel like if fucking Larry Brown would have coached that team, he would have won 4 rings too.
I mean, because Steve Kerr kind of
I fuck with Larry.
Steve
Brown,
Kerr
too.
outcoached Udoka in 3 straight games right here.
I mean,
There
but
was a lot of Steve Kerr on that one.
it was.
This
and credit to
series
him.
like kind of proved to me that he's for real too. I already like I said, like I would take him in a heartbeat on our team.
I just like
but-
for me with Steve Kerr is like 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I forget what it was. Like he had that back surgery. Luke Walton steps in as the assistant. And they were 36-4.
Yeah, but that's kind of I feel like that's a good reflection on the head coach too, because like he got those guys prepared too. He was able to
You're saying culture-wise.
he compiled a great coaching staff and had everybody ready, and the culture was phenomenal. And still, like right now, the
Well-
culture is phenomenal. There's no like ego in there. You know what I mean? Like
Well, Luke
they're a
Walton
great
was,
team.
Luke Walton was some shit on the Lakers,
Yeah,
and then he went to the, and then he goes to the Warriors.
But that kinda-
and it's 36-4.
That's true.
that kind of makes me feel better about Steve Kerr because
then wasn't he some
Steve
shit
Kerr
in-
had him rolling when he was a Warrior.
And then he was, and wait a minute, but then after that season, I just remembered this. I'm rolling here. He was 36-4. He went to the Kings and was fired that year because he was some dog shit again. So I mean, that's the only reason, like to me, like that stuff to me sticks in my head with the Warriors. Like I don't know if Steve Kerr would have been the golden boy if he would have got the job if he didn't turn down the Knicks. And then Derek Fisher went there, and you saw what happened to Derek Fisher. I mean, they signed Lamar Odom, who was just coming out of rehab, but. So the Knicks are just a whole different disaster.
Yeah, you got that right. All right, I think we're ready to move on. We got to go to Steph because he had. I don't want to say he had the most to gain. I felt like he didn't, but like he still managed to add to an already stellar resume. And now you got people talking maybe the best point guard ever. So I think that's where we got to start. First of all, is he in your top 5 of all time players? Is he in your top 5?
He is not for me.
I wouldn't put him there yet either, but he's
He's in
10.
my
he's
top
on his
10.
way.
10.
He's in
Top
my top
10.
10.
Easy.
Now look, they win a championship next year. He's got 5 rings. He gets another Finals MVP. I mean, then he legitimately will be pushing 5. Pause. He will be pushing into that top 5 range, especially if he has 5-6 rings and he's the best player on that team. How do you keep him? How do you keep him out?
Yeah.
And at that point, it just comes down to you got to start nitpicking. Because, like, Michael, LeBron, and Kareem are unanimously in everybody's top 5. And then after that, it gets messy because you got Kobe, Shaq, some people, but Duncan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. Well, Magic Johnson, I would say. So those 4 are always in people's top 5.
I ain't hear no Allen Iverson. What we talking about?
Shot. But so for me, that's how I am. That's where I am, because if I don't know. It's going to get tricky if he does win another ring or 2 for real, because at that point you're taking out Bird or Magic.
And that's where we have to talk about Magic too, because best point guard of all time.
So why does another ring solidify that?
Well, here I'll
4's not enough. I mean, what
I'll
the fuck
answer
more do
your
you want to do?
I'll answer your question right now while bringing in the Magic Johnson stuff. How about that? Okay. This is 2 careers side by side here, and I have Phil. Phil has all of Steph's accomplishments up on the board right now for everybody to see. All right. So here's Steph. Steph's 4-time champion, 2-time MVP, the only unanimous selection ever, 1-time final MVP, 8 All-NBA teams, 2-time scoring champ, 50-40-90 club, 75th anniversary team, all-time three-point leader, franchise leader in points, assists, three-pointers, first player with 500 playoff three-pointers. I mean, That's unbelievable. Okay. And then that's not even counting 8 All-Star games,
crazy.
too. He's got 8 All-Star games. And here's Magic, okay?
Yo, you didn't throw in the Western Conference Finals MVP.
Sorry about that. I don't really care too much about it.
What's the award
But-
for?
I don't know who it is actually in the West.
Magic Johnson?
Magic Johnson.
Magic
yeah,
Johnson.
yeah.
Funny how that works. Magic Johnson. So, 13 seasons, same amount of Steph. So, Steph played 13 years so far. Magic Johnson, his career lasted only 13 because of the HIV, that whole shenanigans. Came back briefly, but his career was over. Sad. It is what it is, though. We have to go by what we have. And he has 13 years. He's got 5 rings. He made the playoffs in all 13 years. Steph can't say that. 12 All-Star games. He's on 10 All-NBA teams in 13 years. MVP 3 times. Finals MVP 3 times. Assist leader 4 times. Steals twice. Who you got as the best point guard ever?
I'm still rocking with Magic because he was a pure point guard. Like Steph is like a combo guard because he needs the ball. He doesn't need the ball. Let me rephrase that. But like, he does create offense, but he can. He's also the best shooting guard in the league.
2 different players, I suppose. I'll give you the numbers there too. Points per game. Steph's got Magic by 5, but Magic's got Steph by 5 in the assist column. And then obviously Magic can rebound the ball a little bit, play some defense. I mean, Steph's not bad either.
Yeah, he's a better
You lead the
passer.
league in steals. That's still valuable.
Magic's a better passer.
So
Yeah.
I would still go Magic too.
and not for nothing, but Magic led his team to was like a Finals MVP at like 23 years old, or led his team to the
his rookie
finals.
year.
Yeah, his rookie year at 79, something like that, right around that era, 79, 78.
You got to watch Showtime Lakers.
I know.
It
I
was
know.
really good.
I do.
On
have to watch
HBO.
it.
It was phenomenal.
But I mean, like with Magic, he did have Kareem and shit. Like he had a squad.
Yeah, but he won the final game in the finals without Kareem. And
It
that, I
is
mean, that
fair.
was like,
I know, it's
if
fair.
they don't win that game, everything's different. The Sixers might have another ring.
I know.
Sadly.
Always the Sixers involved.
I know. On the wrong side of history. But Magic, in the same amount of time, 13 years, has more accomplishments at this point, and he's got another ring. So for me, it's simple. He's done more in the equal amount of time. And that could change. I could change it in a year if Steph wins again. But for now, it's Magic. Theories?
I don't know. I mean, I think Steph Curry's accomplishments speak for themselves. Like, I feel like if you had him number 1, like, I wouldn't be. I'm not going to argue.
You're not mad at it?
No, why would I?
No, actually, I
mean,
wouldn't either, to be honest.
I mean, look
if
at
you
his
put it
resume,
like that.
too. And the era, too. So, I mean, he did have a squad, too. I mean, with Clay. So you have to factor that into it. But, like, I'm not mad if you put Steph number 1.
Neither would I.
I mean,
I get
look
it.
at
I get
his
it.
yeah, he changed the game. Like, literally, like, kids are shooting well beyond the arc now because of Steph Curry. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's different, dude.
It's funny because
Impact on the
it's
game.
so
I think
different.
Magic had an impact on the game as well, but Curry probably more.
if you think about
It's
it,
a whole
different.
generation.
who was it? It was Wilt changed the rule because of the paint, because he was just standing there getting 800 points a game. Then came Dr. J with the high flying shit. Then came Michael Jordan that took it to the next level. Then in terms of changing the game, it was Steph Curry. Like those to me are the four guys that legitimately changed the way basketball games were played.
The Mount Rushmore of changing the game.
Yeah, like LeBron didn't. Not that LeBron, like, I mean, obviously LeBron's great, but he didn't change the game. He's just a big ass bully. He's a specimen.
I wonder what the kids say when they play basketball, when they shoot. Like, do they say Curry? Or, like, you know how we
Probably
said, like,
30.
Kobe?
Kobe.
Yeah,
We were
probably
like,
30.
Kobe.
Yeah, I still say it.
Me too.
I wonder if they say Curry.
Probably 30. A lot of people call
30?
it 30.
But that's crazy. Like, that's equivalent to, like, what, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, that's
The only
crazy.
problem is they're shooting it from the other end of the hallway. We were
Yeah.
just running up from the pencil sharpener.
Yeah,
In Mr. Holmes' class.
Yeah.
Kobe.
All right, guys. I think we got to move on. I think we have 2 more things with the Warriors. We actually talked the hell out of the Warriors.
Fred.
Orange hair, Fred?
I don't.
That's all. Hold on.
The skeleton.
Yeah, I don't-
Hat. Right.
Yeah, dude, I forgot about him.
That was just off topic. I had to.
No,
get
it's
that off
okay. I
because,
mean,
I would have forgot.
You were
about
coming
it.
to the prize box.
Yeah, the prize box. Yeah, that's right. The Holmes work.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Reminiscing good times.
Oh yeah.
I got a couple of questions left. Actually, I'll leave it to one. Andrew Wiggins, him and Jordan Poole are eligible for extensions. They both got 1 year left. We don't need to talk about Jordan Poole. Where does Andrew Wiggins go next?
The Bay Area.
He wants to stay.
He's staying.
You're not going nowhere.
I mean, do you think? Let me propose something to you. I think that if I had to take a guess right now, what they do. Let's say they keep Clay, they keep Steph, obviously. What if, in order to keep Wiggins and Poole, would you let Draymond go?
Absolutely.
I think it's a no-brainer, right? Probably. I mean, he's the heart and soul of the team.
I don't know. He gives them that edge.
Yeah, he
But
does
like,
give him that edge.
you can't possibly keep all 5 of them. They're probably going to lose Kevon Looney. That's, I mean, it's not a major
Is
deal.
Wiseman anything?
He'll be back.
I think maybe.
I think he's some dog.
I don't know.
For real?
I think he stinks.
It's
Really?
It's
I don't know. He had a lot of buzz.
Yeah, I mean,
Why? 'Cause
he
got
lost a
hurt?
stinger.
Because he got hurt.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, even when I watched him, he just didn't do it for me. And then like you missed on Ant Edwards and LaMelo.
I mean, they're high on Kuminga too,
Kuminga is good.
and Gary Payton's up for a contract too. You can't keep everybody. So if it's
I think
If it
Wiggins
comes
is
down
the
to
number
that,
one priority.
if you want to keep Wiggins and Poole and you had to get rid of Draymond, do you do it? I think yeah. I'd feel comfortable with it. But I think that the locker room's still strong. And he didn't have like a great impact on this team here. Like just the spirit maybe, but like if it comes to,
Well,
the future versus the maybe, I guess you call it the now, but
Well, what I
would worry about the future of my franchise.
my future, I will be focused on Jordan Poole. That's my future. He's a baller. Like, he needs to get more opportunities. I hope next year he's going to take a big step. He's a baller. Like, for real. He's a killer.
He's
I
got to
think
get
Clay might be the one that's on the block.
Like, I really
think
like
so
Jordan
over
Poole.
Draymond.
I do, because you have Clay's replacement. Like Clay comes out next year and he looks how he did in these playoffs. He's gonna be a 6th man because Jordan Poole's gonna take his spot.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point.
They do have some
think of that.
figuring out to do, but it's tough, man. Because like, here's the thing: I probably would say I'd lose Draymond because I think he's approaching more trouble than he's worth.
Because I think you might be able to replace him because him on the downside of his career, I think you
definitely
could
on the
find
back.
somebody.
Good point. He is approaching that.
And
approaching-
Wiggins' defense improved.
He's a fucking technical foul football player at this point. All he's out there is doing is antics.
Yeah.
So it's like,
And it's promoting his podcast.
yeah,
He's being
which
smart.
I'm with you.
He's being smart.
Smart as hell. He learned from LeBron because
He
him and
can
LeBron
come
are
on this
boys.
show anytime he wants.
Absolutely.
He's got an open invitation.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I'll cook his ass right on this
And
show.
I'm not-
If you're listening,
I'm-
Draymond.
I'm not discrediting him at all. I just think that it just makes the most sense.
I'll bring the body wash. He just brings the washcloth because he's washed.
That's crazy.
Wow. If he hears it, that would be wild. But, all right. Well, last but not least, there's one more piece of Warriors news, and then we got to move on because we're talking the hell out of him. But Kenny Atkinson's staying top assistant. He turns down Michael Jordan.
Yeah, he said, fuck
They
this.
verbally agreed for him to be the next Hornets head coach, and he decides he's going to stay with the Warriors. Is there a reason for this? Like, do you have a...
Yep.
What
Yep.
do you think?
He saw Montrezl Harrell get arrested for 3 pounds of weed. He saw Miles Bridges sipping lean, and LaMelo Ball smoking a blunt. Was like, fuck that. I just won a championship.
Yeah.
I'm good right here.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. I'm dead serious. Your 6-man forward just got arrested for 3 pounds of weed. Miles Bridges was legitimately sipping lean with a blunt on Instagram. And LaMelo Ball was on Snapchat stories smoking weed.
How stupid can you be, though?
That-
For real.
That's just, it's
Like, how...
idiotic. I don't have words.
Yeah, like, how stupid can you be to do that? Like, it just doesn't mean... Like, he posted, what's his name? Bridges?
Yeah.
He had a cup of lean, and he had a fucking blunt in his hand. And he posted on his Instagram story.
It's unbelievable.
Do you know that people could screenshot it and
They did.
Like literally? I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Does he know that people could screenshot? Like
He was probably so
I mean,
fucked
like,
up. He was so
dumb.
fucked up he didn't realize it.
But like, yeah, like, why would you do that? What were you looking out of you posting that? What were you looking for? For real, by you posting that, what pleasure were you looking for? Like, what was the purpose of that photo? You got yourself in trouble. Like you told on yourself.
What's going through Michael
You
Jordan's
told on
head?
yourself.
Like you have
Michael Jordan,
who
wants to own a
legitimately-
new franchise.
Like, I'm sorry, that's
At
just
that
so
point.
dumb. It's like,
and LaMelo could
What a
be on the way
dunce.
out potentially. I mean, it just feels like it's heading that way. At
It's
some
wild
point,
to
he's
me.
going to head out of there.
how does
You
that
see the
happen?
house he just bought?
Oh, I know. Oh my God, that house is amazing.
Like, that sounds like a guy who wants out soon enough.
Like, what does your agent think of you? Like,
He should hire Drew Rosenhaus.
that's insane, man. I'm sorry. That's just
Kenny Atkinson made the right move.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, waiting for a better job, really. If you think LaMelo is going to leave, especially, you got to wait for a better job. You don't take one for the sake of just taking one. He might not get another shot.
Yeah.
So, I don't blame him. All right. Moving on. Philly Phil, give us a little change here. And while we're at it, okay, so we're staying NBA. Bradley Beal, guys, this might be a short one here, says that he already knows what team he's going to. He's unrestricted, but he has the bird rights with the Wizards. So he would get the most money if he's willing to stay with the Wizards. I don't know, though, man.
He ain't staying.
I just feel like he's out. Like he already gave him a chance.
So
you
I was
know?
going to mention this to you when you brought up Jalen Brunson, but I was waiting because I saw this.
Go ahead. Say it.
Jalen Brunson's value is high right now because he had a good playoff. Sign and trade and bring Bradley Beal alongside Luka
Oh, my God.
would be a problem.
Oh, my God.
And then fuck around and try and get DeAndre Ayton. I mean, you just got Christian Wood. You could revamp your whole team right there. Starting five of Luka, Beal, Finney-Smith, Christian Wood, and
Sign and
DeAndre
trade
Ayton.
on both sides.
Yep. They have all the space to do
God. Oh, my God.
it.
I think it's.
I love it. I love it. Actually, I did not think of that.
Jalen Brunson, right now, he's that perfect player that just had a good playoff that has some buzz right now. And the Wizards are a trash franchise.
Do you actually think that is what will happen, though? Or is that just simply a phenomenal idea? Like, I love the idea. I love it for both sides.
I would say that would be in my top 3 of Bradley Beal.
So where else? What do you think, Theories?
I think Miami is in play. Miami Heat. He was seen hanging with Jimmy Butler recently.
He was.
Interesting.
And
so
Harrow.
Yeah, so I think Miami.
He's due
could
for
be-
money soon, too, by the way.
And he wants to start.
Miami could be the destination. I think that's a sleeper team if I had to guess.
Wow. I mean, they're always active.
Yeah, I mean,
And you got Kyle Lowry. You got to get him the hell out of there somehow.
they'll have to figure that out. But I trust Pat Riley in that situation.
Always.
Yeah, he'll figure out a way to get it done. But to keep it in mum, like he's not saying anything,
I don't think the Sixers are out of it.
it's kind of weird.
I mean, we already know how Embiid feels. I don't think they're out of it either. Especially
But
because,
they're a long shot for me.
well, listen, if it comes down to Bradley Beal wants to be on a good team and he can pick his destination, which means he doesn't take a deal from the Wizards, he sacrifices 1 year of money, he'd still get a 4-year deal, max that you could possibly get. I mean, I guess it depends. Does he want to win?
We don't know.
Because the Sixers will absolutely be in that conversation. And they absolutely, I mean, they have a point guard now, too, so you don't have to worry about,
Max.
I mean,
maybe.
yeah, but James Harden.
Yeah.
Still got James Harden.
So
I mean, I would love it. I think it's a great fit.
there's a trade in the works already,
Yeah.
and you.
Only other team I could think of, bring Russ back. I don't know. I'm not just saying that because obviously I want LeBron and stuff.
I saw that somewhere in the
Yeah.
Twitter world.
I don't know. Like if you do, the salaries would work. But is Washington taking back Russell Westbrook just
Nah.
to sell tickets? But I don't even know if.
No way.
Nah, I don't see that.
I don't know. Yeah.
No way.
I don't see that happening.
That's why I said Dallas, the Sixers. I didn't even think of the Heat. I love the Heat.
I didn't think of them either. That might be my top 3 right there. if I had to guess. I don't think he's going back to the Wizards, though.
Could you sign and trade with the Suns for Ayton?
You can, but then you got 3 guards.
Yeah, but put Bradley Beal at the 3.
I don't like it as much.
I'm just thinking of where he could actually fit.
Yeah.
Dallas.
Dallas is phenomenal. I mean, I love the fit in Dallas. I love the fit in Philly. I mean,
Miami would make sense.
Miami's
too,
a
to be
good one
honest.
too. Just who's playing point though? Who's going to play point? I guess. Do you want to keep Kyle Lowry? I mean, I don't even know if you can.
Honest.
I don't know. What?
I think they would still roll with Lowry because he just got hurt. I mean, I think Lowry blows.
So they'd have to make some moves.
Yeah.
To get cap friendly there. That might be a fair handicap right there. Good for all 3 of us. Good for us.
Now I'm excited to see where he actually.
I know, man.
When will we know?
As soon as free agency starts, I guess.
I mean, fuck, just
Gonna happen
say it.
soon. I know, right?
Yeah,
Leak something.
Yeah.
Get us
Yeah, no,
excited.
it is airtight because nobody has any. No, you haven't heard any rumors.
No Woj bomb.
Good for him, man.
Any Woj bombs? It's
Crazy.
I need some of that.
Shams, what's going on?
Yeah.
Man, wow. Well, we will see what happens with Bradley Beal,
See.
but we got another one here. We got another interesting developing situation. Philly Phil, you want to put up the graphic for Kyrie Irving?
The cryptic meme.
Yeah,
That one?
cryptic meme. All right,
That it.
it's that time of year. This man knows today. This man knows what was being said, okay? So the first thing that came out was contract talks between the Nets and Kyrie have gone stagnant. They're dead right now. Mm-hmm. There's no talks right now. That's what that means. The word stagnant. They're done. They're at an impasse, okay? And then the Lakers, the Knicks, and the Clippers are among interested teams. Kyrie, Philly Phil, go ahead and show it on the screen. This is his response to the rumors.
Wait, this?
Yeah, you got it. It's a gift from The Wire. And he's smirking. He knows this free agency talk's already begun. He must know something, right? So, first question. Is he leaving the Nets?
Yep. He gone. Gone. He's gone, bro. It's over.
I think he is too.
When he feels disrespected, he don't play around.
I agree.
I think he's gone.
Pattern of behavior. Now,
Theories, yeah, you too?
I agree, yeah.
All 3 of us think he's
got
leaving.
unfinished business.
Yeah, so now, where is he going?
Unfinished business. He's going to the Lakers.
That's a shame. I feel sorry for
coming
you.
to the
Go
Lake
ahead.
Show.
You want to know what I think? If I had to handicap this right now,
Yep.
he's going to the Lakers.
You know why? Him and LeBron are friends.
He's made comments saying they gotta,
And
they could envision each other playing or whatever the fuck.
And who's his idol?
He said he was immature, right?
Yep. He said he didn't know himself and all that stuff. And who does he think is the best player ever?
Sure.
And his idol?
I know, right?
I'm sorry, what?
Maturing.
I know.
He
hasn't
hasn't
matured, but he said he was immature, when he was playing with LeBron. His ego got in the way.
Bro, LeBron's
But
your
he's-
guy. You shouldn't want a guy like a flat earther to want to play for him.
Why? The Earth
maybe-
can be flat all you want as
No,
long as
no,
you're
no,
winning
no,
championships. with my guy.
LeBron gets the most out of him, though.
This was before Kyrie was shot the fuck out. This was before Kyrie was shot out.
LeBron got him.
Now he's completely lost his mind.
LeBron got him.
LeBron got him.
He got him.
All right, we'll see.
I got him.
Yeah, I got him.
Where do you think he's going, Theories?
I don't
They said
know.
Knicks, Clippers, Lakers.
Yo, sign and trade. Who says no? Klay Thompson for Kyrie Irving.
I don't think they could do that.
Why not? Their salaries match.
I know, but I
Who says no?
think the Warriors might say no.
Shit.
Culture.
Absolutely.
Does matter.
Culture and
Yeah, I agree with that,
Honestly, picturing the fit next to Steph. I mean, yeah, I know that Steph can easily play the 2 guard. I know that Kyrie can too. But I'd prefer not to divvy it out that
Nah,
way.
it's not worth it.
I wouldn't do it.
Camaraderie means more.
I think the Warriors say no. Even though Kyrie's better at this point.
About to be some fun
Man,
time.
that's actually a really good question, man. Like, where's he gonna go? Man.
He could stick it to him and go to the Knicks because the Knicks will give him a long-term deal because they're desperate. and he still gets to
No,
live.
don't you think he's a little mad at New York right now for missing half the
Oh,
season?
I forgot about that too. I did forget about that.
You know?
Yeah.
I
He
mean,
could be
why
holding
is he
a
going to
grudge.
go to New York, you know? That team, they're
Unfinished
garbage.
business. He's gonna go play in Kobe's shadow.
I think that it's got to be Lakers right now. And they have to figure out how to get rid of Russ. I mean, there's no way Russ goes back with Durant.
That would be.
There's no way.
Why not?
I mean, they hate each other.
I don't think so.
I think that they do.
I don't think
They
do.
kind of acted like that they smoothed it over, but
Some animosity laying around.
yeah, I mean, and also, did the Nets really want to take on Russell Westbrook?
They took on Kyrie Irving.
Like, I would say find a team that's willing to take on the contract, dump him, and then take on Kyrie. And then
But what does
The
that
Lakers-
tell you, though?
you
What
know,
does
the
that tell you?
Lakers-
What does that grin tell you? Does that tell you that he's smiling because he's saying that you guys are fools, but like believe in this shit?
I don't know, to be honest.
Like, you know what I mean?
timing-
Like,
I
he could
took
be-
it as,
timing
like,
makes
he could be looking at the other side of the fence. Like, he's saying, like, you guys are looking at it one way, I'm looking at it another way. Like, you guys, you need to chill. Like, I don't know.
You could
He's
be right,
smirking,
but,
or
like-
is it free agency? You know, outside, like, or you're caged in somewhere, looking from the outside, trying to find a way out. So you're smirking.
Yep.
I don't know. I mean, you could take it however you want.
It's however they want to take it.
Yeah.
the timing, though, just makes it feel like he knows he's on his way out. I don't know. But you could be right. Like, I didn't think of it really that way.
Unfinished business.
Well, here's a little something. Philly Phil, I have an interesting tweet here. See where it says Lakers right there?
Yep.
Here's the situation. According to Keith Smith from NBA, okay, verified source, if the Lakers or Clippers want to acquire Kyrie, they need him to opt in and get traded there versus opt out and going there via sign and trade. It's not impossible, but it's pretty close for either the Lakers or Clippers to acquire Irving via sign and trade due to hard cap reasons. So they had to be really creative, is basically what we're getting at here. For either of those teams to get him, they had to be very creative.
You need a third team because you got to be able to dump salary caps.
Thunder?
Absolutely.
That's a shame.
Or the Rockets.
Let's
go,
go.
for it.
These bottom of the
League
barrel
dump.
teams just get pummeled, dude. They
Rockets.
get like absolute dog shit in return. Like, it sucks for them, dude.
League dump. That's
They
a
are.
shame.
Them and the Rockets.
Oh, shit. Well, I would say Lakers right now if I had to pick.
Yeah.
And let's just make an assumption here, because Pauls and I think Lakers. What do you think about the Lakers if they do acquire him? Are they back?
No.
Are they a
Absolutely.
contender?
It's not even
No.
close. Absolutely. They'll be the favorites to come out of the West, probably.
And I would not bet it on that.
I would.
I would not.
I
You got
would.
Memphis. You got the Warriors still. You got some teams in there.
LeBron and Kyrie on the
Dallas.
Lakers, I would.
All right.
LeBron, Kyrie, and KD,
Okay.
they'll give John Morant and them boys the business.
Yeah, we gonna see if
They
they,
would
if they can
be-
stay healthy.
It would come down to that
The
for me.
business.
healthy.
It comes down to AD.
Oh, is John Morant always healthy?
He had. It was a freak accident.
You surprised?
Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, come
Brother
on,
Pauls.
bro. That's crazy.
He had two knee.
AD and Ja in terms of injuries are not the same two
No.
people.
John Morant had 2 knee injuries in 2 years.
I hear you, but I'm absolutely more worried about AD
Sure.
injury wise. That man's in street clothes
Yeah.
more often than not.
Hey, we'll see. We'll
It could
see.
change,
It could. We'll
but
see.
I mean,
though. It's
that guy's
troublesome.
injury prone. You gotta be creative with him during the regular
It's
season.
Ja's game.
Absolutely.
Is
You need him to be
what's
there for the
getting him hurt.
playoffs.
His game's getting him hurt.
Anthony Davis, I don't understand. He just steps on people's feet
Yeah.
and shit like that.
If the Lakers can just avoid the play-in game and they manage Anthony Davis's minutes or games or whatever,
they hired.
and, I mean,
Rasheed
you do the
Wallace.
same with LeBron. Even
Anthony Davis is
just get into the playoffs.
He's working with Rasheed Wallace. He's gonna come back.
I mean, I like that, but does that change his injury history?
Who knows? I honestly can't even speak on that because you know
know?
I stand with him with that. That it's wild that guy can't play
mean,
more
they
than
would
5
be-
straight games.
They would have a squad on him though,
So speaking of AD, guys, this is a perfect segue.
but no bench.
They would have no bench, and
Don't need
that
him.
bench has been.
Don't need him. It's crazy.
Don't need it.
You're gonna have LeBron on like year.
Well, they'll
19.
need some sort of depth to get
Yeah,
through the
average
year.
30.
They can't.
Yeah, but
they
it's not
can't be a
sustainable
play-in
throughout the whole
team.
year without a bench.
They-
You're gonna need a bench.
They
to go
they
to
do
the
need a
ball.
bench.
Come on, bro.
I don't know.
That's
No, they need a bench.
That's
But if
insane.
they can keep those three healthy into the playoffs,
They'll sign vets for veteran minimums.
I know, but they might need a little more than that too. They're going to have to. I mean, I don't know what their pick situation is looking like. They got to hit on a young player that could play right
do.
away. They need somebody. They need players that could play some minutes.
Austin Reeves, baby. He did look good, actually. To be
Like
THT on the way.
THT, I mean,
what a fucking dog he is.
how do you? I mean, if you're working this out, it's going to be tough maybe to keep Malik Monk, who played pretty well for them. So they have to get creative, but they do need a bench. They do need a bench. Interesting though, and this is a perfect segue. Philly Phil, I have a video for everybody about Mr. Street Clothes, Anthony Davis.
Is that the third one? Stephen A. top.
Stephen A. made some interesting comments last week, and I pushed this off on purpose. I pushed this off. You are going to want to play this.
I can't believe he gets paid $8 million a year to say this.
And you're going to have to pause the music, too.
Yeah, Han.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna full screen it too.
Go ahead.
JJ Redick, are you ready for this? I'd take Anthony Davis over Luka. I'd take Anthony Davis over Jokic. Yes, I would. And let me go a step further. And JJ Redick, are you ready for
So
this?
that's the video. You heard what you heard. Stephen A. says that AD is still a top 7 player when healthy, and he says he'll take him over Luka and Jokic.
He's out of his fucking mind. He shot 19% from 3 last year, or
Well,
lower
let's
than that.
start with this. Do you take AD over Luka? You better not say yes.
It's not even close.
That's blasphemous in the words of Stephen A.
Stay off
That is
the
blasphemous.
lead.
See, like, it's not even worth giving that energy. That's
Luka?
just stupid.
Is he serious?
Luka's up
Luka.
for argument of the best player in the league.
Even for Stephen A., I was stunned that he said that. Jokic, okay, like, I can deal with that. I probably would still take Jokic. Because I
can't
know
with
he's
that.
going to play.
Anthony Davis, I mean, not for nothing, but when
He's better.
Jamal Murray
Davis is better. Go ahead.
And Michael Porter Jr. went down, and he still got the Nuggets to the 5th or 6th seed in the West. Anthony Davis only made the playoffs 1 year with the Pelicans, and it was because Rajon Rondo and DeMarcus Cousins went there mid-year. So Anthony Davis, and he has one playoff series win. So like Anthony Davis, he was another one that was doing nothing except just putting up individual stats.
Stat cruncher.
And he was getting hurt in New Orleans too. So I don't understand where that comes from. I don't get it.
Empty
'Cause he's
stats
dominant.
Davis.
He's dominant when he's healthy. That's why.
He wasn't dominant this. Yeah, he's dominant for 20 games a year.
Well, that's what.
Right, yeah.
What, he's saying when healthy.
Yeah, no way.
But I'm saying Cat.
Supreme.
I'm saying Cap, too. I would probably... I'd have to take Jokic.
He's a back-to-back MVP.
Come on, bro.
Like, is AD better?
Disrespect on Jokic. is
AD's a
crazy.
better player, but he's never healthy. So he's not in my top 7.
I mean, I don't really know though,
Durability
'cause-
is an ability.
And Jokic is a better passer. Jokic is a better rebounder, and Jokic is a better shooter. So I don't really know what does Anthony Davis do better than Jokic. If you look at it from that perspective, he doesn't do anything better. I guess he's more athletic because Jokic can't jump for shit, bro. Like he can't jump over a piece of paper.
I'd like to see KD play with Jokic.
They would be otherworldly.
That would be
Do you
cool.
think... That's another part. Let's unwrap this, because this is how we'll end the show. Do you think KD would leave if Kyrie's out? I mean, is it possible? I guess
Possibly.
possible.
Absolutely,
But
it's
do you
possible.
think... So, I'm going to make this a little facts or cap. KD's leaving. Facts or cap?
Cat.
Right now, I'm saying Cat. But shit could come out.
They're about to have some fun because I think Kyrie can opt in up until the 29th.
I mean, he's staring across the room at Ben Simmons right now. And then Kyrie Irving, you got 2 of the biggest boneheads in the league.
Kyrie did say he's not leaving KD, though. But
He said, I don't plan on it.
Yeah, but he also said he planned on signing back with the Celtics, and that was a disaster too. So
Yep.
this guy has done it before. I think he's going to do it again too.
Yeah, I
and
think he's
KD's going to feel some type of way about that.
That man's
If I'm
going to
KD,
be...
I'd be like, yo, send me to Denver.
That man is going to be primetime keyboard
They
warrior.
would win the whole thing.
And it's legalized there. He would love that.
They would win the whole thing, dog. They would.
They would be really
The
good.
Nuggets with KD.
Jamal Murray,
oh my
Michael
God.
Porter Jr., Kevin Durant, and
And Jokic.
Aaron Gordon and Jokic.
Oh,
I read something saying that the Nuggets could look into moving him. Or it might have just been like
Who?
an opinion piece. Michael Porter Jr.
Oh. I'll take him on a Sixers
I think it was an
immediately.
opinion piece.
I love MPJ.
He's a good player.
I bought his cars and he got hurt.
He's a poor man.
I really put the hex on him.
He's a poor man's Kevin Durant.
It's tough. I mean, I guess I could see them moving him because if you have two guys that have been out for the year, they missed X amount of time, I'd rather have Jamal Murray out of the two.
Sure, me too.
I think that he's going to hold up longer term, and he's a better fit for the team. So why would you want to keep both of them, I guess? I guess I could see it. What do you get, though, for Michael Porter Jr.? Like, I don't know if they'd be able to get, like, anything astronomical unless it's a situation where it's a player that wants out from a team. Right?
It's that whole
tough.
net
That's
situation. You're not going to know until that opt out happens and free agency hits. This is going to be a wild free agency in the NBA.
Yeah, I think we ought to buckle up.
There's
It
gonna be
won't be NFL level, but it'll be crazy.
there's gonna be a couple names that are gonna shock the world. I feel
100%.
There's
like-
always a couple like, wow, holy shit, I can't believe he got traded to this team. Kind of.
The only team that I don't see making any moves, the Clippers. They made all their moves this year, and they're getting their guys back.
I mean, I guess
not going
the only reason
nowhere,
why I don't
They're
want to say
regular?
that just yet.
They're regular, not going nowhere.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Regular.
Healthy Kawhi?
No, they're going to be.
They're
good.
going to be very good.
And they got a top 3.
They'll be a contender.
Absolutely, they will.
They'll be on a short list, by the way. Short list of like legit teams that could win the championship. But I mean, it says Clippers are interested in Kyrie, so I don't know.
Will be fun.
I don't know. We shall see. All right, everybody good?
Absolutely.
I'm dandy.
All NBA show, man. There was a lot of stuff to unpack, though. So, Philly Phil, you know what to do. Hit us with that P&I. All right, everybody. Episode 88. Oh my God, we're almost there. Episode 88 of P&I was brought to you by Prize Picks, your home for daily fantasy sports. New players who sign up today using our promo code ICONIC receive 100% instant deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy made easy. Also, we were live at the Props Network at propshq.com, where you need to go right now.
That's crazy.
And subscribe to this show. I don't know what's going on over there.
You don't want to know, dog. You really want to know.
All right,
But
all right.
I'm not gonna even mention it.
I don't need to know then.
It's fucking crazy.
All right. And last but not least, next show this Thursday, 8 p.m. And it's going to be all NFL most likely. All right. We promised the audience we would finish up our quarterback tier segment before a possible vacation. So we are going to update everybody when we figure that out. We might have a P&I little vacation going on here. We might be missing a few shows in the near future, but we are back on Thursday, 8 p.m. NFL QB tiers, got some Eagles stuff. They made another big move. They changed their logo too. That's another big move. And I'm sure there'll be some other news that comes out.
We'll talk about
But
middies.
I mean, we got a lot of QBs to talk about. If we are going to wrap this segment up, we got 4 divisions to cover. So we might be talking about QBs the entire show. We'll see. All right. Nick Theories, take it away. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate all the love, support, and the comment. I can't even do this, dog. Just can't look at him, yo.
What happened over there?
This dude is nuts.
Family.
We appreciate all the love, support, and the comments. If you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on YouTube. We are also available on propshq.com, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeart, Megaphone, Stitcher.
And all that other shit.
Also, follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. And we will see you guys this Thursday at P&I, baby.